This is a specimen of heart. Heart is a conical muscular organ situated in the middle mediastinum. It is enclosed within a pericardium. Heart, it is placed obliquely behind the sternum, adjoining parts of the costal cartilages, and it is placed in such a way that 1/3 of it lies in the right side, whereas the 2/3 it lies on the left side. External features of the heart. The external features of the heart, we are having the two ventricles and the two atria. The ventricles, we are having the right ventricle and the left ventricle, and the two atria, they are the right atrium and the left atrium, which is directed backwards. Then we are having the apex of the heart. Apex of the heart, it is conical and it is directed downwards, forwards and towards the left side, and it is placed in the fifth intercostal space in the mid-clavicular line. Then we are having the posterior surface or the base of the heart. This base of the heart, it lies posteriorly. Then we are having the surfaces, that is the anterior surface, then the posterior surface or the base, then we are having the inferior surface, then we are having the right surface and the left surface. And borders, we are having the superior border, inferior border, right border and the left border. Apex of the heart. Apex of the heart, it is entirely formed by the left ventricle and it is directed downwards, forwards and towards the left side. It is located in the fifth intercostal space and just medial to the mid-clavicular line. Now let us come to the base of the heart. Base of the heart, it is also called as the posterior surface of the heart, which is entirely formed by the, here you can see the left atrium. In relation to left atrium, we can see the four openings of the pulmonary veins which open into the left atrium. Now let us come borders of the heart. In the borders of the heart, we are having the superior border, which is obliquely placed, and anteriorly we can see that it is overlapped by the ascending aorta and the pulmonary trunk. Posteriorly, we can see this border, it is entirely formed by the right atrium. Now let us come to the inferior border. Inferior border, it is short and most of it is formed by the right ventricle, and a very small part at its apex, it is formed by the left ventricle. Now let us come to the right border. This is the right border. The right border, it is formed, most of it is formed by the right atrium and very small part of the right auricle. Whereas the left border, here you can see, this is left border, it is obtuse in shape and it is entirely formed by the left ventricle, and above it is formed by a very small part of the left auricle and the left atrium. Surfaces of the heart. In the surfaces of the heart, we are having the anterior surface or the sternocostal surface. This anterior surface or the sternocostal surface, it is formed on the right side, we can see by the right atrium, then the right ventricle and the left ventricle, and above by a small part of the left auricle. Now let us come to the posterior surface. This posterior surface, it is also called as the base of the heart and it is formed by the left atrium, and left atrium we can see the four pulmonary veins, they open into the left atrium. Then we are having the inferior surface. Inferior surface, as you can see, it lies inferiorly and it is also called as the diaphragmatic surface. This surface, it is mainly formed by the left ventricle and very small part by the right ventricle. Then we are having the right surface. The right surface, it is formed entirely by the right ventricle and the small part by the right auricle. Whereas the left surface, it is formed by the whole of it is formed by the left ventricle, whereas small part above, it is formed by the left auricle and the atrium, that is the left atrium. Or the sulci of the heart. As you all know, we are having the two ventricles, that is the right ventricle and the left ventricle, and the two atria, that is the right atrium and the left atrium. The two atria, they are separated from the two ventricles by the groove, that is the atrioventricular groove. Here you can see it is oblique, and anteriorly it is obliterated by the presence of the ascending aorta and the pulmonary trunk, and posteriorly we can see it separates the two atrium. Here you can see the two atrium and the two ventricles. This is the atrioventricular groove. It is also called as the coronary sulcus. Then we are having the interatrial groove, that is a groove that is present between the two atria, and it is faintly present on the posterior surface, and it demarcates the presence of the interatrial septa. Then we are having the anterior interventricular groove. This anterior interventricular groove, it runs downwards, forwards and towards the left, and at the apex it separates it from the inferior border. This anterior interventricular groove, it corresponds to the interventricular septa. Then we are having the posterior interventricular groove. This posterior interventricular groove, it is present on the diaphragmatic surface. Again it runs downwards and towards the left, where it meets the anterior interventricular groove at the apex. Now the chambers of the heart. In the chambers of the heart, as you all know, we are having two atria and the two ventricles. Here we discuss about the right atrium of the heart. Right atrium of the heart, it is an elongated chamber, and it receives the venous blood from whole of the body, from the upper part of the body through superior vena cava, and from the inferior part of the body through inferior vena cava. The right atrium, it forms the right border of the heart and a small part of the upper border of the heart. Then it also gives its small contribution to the sternocostal surface and the posterior surface also. Now on its external surface, right from the superior vena cava up to the inferior vena cava, there is a small depression, and this is called as sulcus terminalis. And this sulcus terminalis, it is formed by a muscular ridge on the inner side of the heart, that is the crista terminalis. At the upper end of this sulcus terminalis, there lies the SA node. Interior of the right atrium. The interior of the right atrium, it is broadly divided into three parts. That is the smooth posterior part, rough anterior part, and the interatrial part or the interatrial septum. The smooth posterior part, it is formed by the opening of the superior vena cava above and the opening of the inferior vena cava below. The inferior vena cava opening, it is guarded by a rudimentary valve, which is also called as the valve of the inferior vena cava or the Eustachian valve. At the upper end, that is just at the opening of the superior vena cava, there is a small tubercle called as the lower tubercle or tubercle of lower, which is rudimentary in nature, or it is scarcely visible. Then we are having in this smooth part, that is the opening of the coronary sinus. You can see this is the opening of the coronary sinus, again which is guarded by a valve, that is the valve of the coronary sinus. Now let us come to the rough anterior part. This rough anterior part, it is formed by a series of muscular ridges, and which are called as musculopectini. They arise from the crista terminalis. These ridges, as they move upwards, they all interdigitate with each other and form the right auricle. These ridges, they run downwards and forwards interatrial septum. Interatrial septum, developmentally, it is formed or derived from the septum premium and the septum secundum. Here you can see in the interatrial septum, we are having a oval shaped depression which is called as fossa ovalis, and this fossa ovalis, it represents the embryonic septum premium. The sides of this fossa ovalis, or the margins of this fossa ovalis, they are formed by developmentally they are formed by the septum secundum, and it is called as limbus ovalis. You can see above, this limbus ovalis is complete, but below it is deficient, and on the left side it is continuous with the valve of the inferior vena cava. And also you can see there are opening of very small veins over here. These are small openings, and these are called as Thebesian veins or the venae caudae minima. Now let us come to the left atrium of the heart. The left atrium of the heart, as you can see, it is quadrilateral in shape and it receives the 4 openings of the pulmonary veins through which it receives the oxygenated blood from the lungs. Now it is having the 2 surfaces, that is the posterior surface. This posterior surface, it forms the anterior surface of the pericardial sinus, and the anterior surface. Anterior surface, it is smooth and it is formed by the interatrial septum. Now the right ventricle. Right ventricle, it is almost triangular in shape and it forms the inferior border and the most of the sternocostal surface and also the inferior surface. Interior of the right ventricle, as you can see, it is having 2 parts, that is the rough inflow part and the smooth outflow part. The rough part, it is formed by the tricuspid valve. Here you can see this is the atrioventricular valve or the tricuspid valve, and the smooth part, it is formed by the pulmonary trunk through which the blood is pumped to the lungs, and from the rough anterior part it receives the blood from the right atrium. The 2 parts, that is the rough part and the smooth part, they are separated from each other by a muscular ridge that is called as the supraventricular crest. The interior of the inflowing part shows the trabecular cornea or the muscular ridges. There are 3 types, that is the ridges, bridges and the pillars. The pillars, they are formed, one end of these pillars that is attached to the cusp margin with the chordae tendineae, and the other end it is attached to the septal margin. The cavity of the right ventricle, it is crescent in shape, and the walls of the right ventricle, they are thinner as compared to the walls of the left ventricle in the ratio of 1:3. It forms a sternocostal surface and the inferior or the diaphragmatic surface of the heart. Now let us come to its anterior. The interior of the heart, inferior rough part and the superior smooth part. The inferior rough part, it consists of the muscular ridges, that is the musculae pectini muscles. Then we can see it is having the 2 orifices, that is the aortic orifice. This is the aortic orifice, and other is the bicuspid valve. And this bicuspid valve, here you can see, this is the bicuspid valve. Here you can see this is the bicuspid valve.